Good evening and welcome to the FIFA World Cup 2026 Daily Show. I'm your host and we are coming to you live from the heart of the greatest football tournament on the planet. Today is June the 21st and the group stage is heating up in ways nobody could have predicted. Upsets, heroics, heartbreak, and moments of pure footballing genius. This World Cup is delivering everything we dreamed of and then some. So settle in because we've got a packed show for you tonight. Goals, stats, standout performers, group table updates, and a look at what is still to come. Let's kick it off. We open in Group F, and Japan served notice to every team left in this tournament that they are here to make a serious run. Tunisia were the opponents, and frankly, they never stood a chance. Japan were electric from the very first whistle. Inside 4 minutes, the Blue Samurai were ahead. The Tunisian defense was caught cold, the ball was in the net, and Japan were flying. Tunisia tried to reorganize, but Japan had already found their rhythm. The second goal arrived at the 31st minute, and it was a thing of beauty. Sharp passing, intelligent movement, and a clinical finish that summed up everything Japan brought to this match. At halftime, it was 2-0, and Tunisia's coaching staff made 2 changes at the break, desperately searching for something, anything to get their team back into the contest. It didn't work. Japan came out for the second half with the same intensity, the same hunger, and the same technical quality. The third goal came at the 69th minute. Tunisia were chasing shadows by this point. The fourth arrived at the 83rd minute, and the rout was complete. Japan 4, Tunisia 0. Let's look at the numbers because they tell an extraordinary story. Japan had 57% possession, 10 total shots, 5 on target. Tunisia, across the entire 90 minutes of a FIFA World Cup match, managed just 3 shots in total and only 1 found the target. 1 shot on target in a FIFA World Cup group stage game. That is a statistic that shows the scale of Tunisia's struggle. Japan's midfield trio of Ritsu Doan, Daichi Kamada, and Keito Nakamura were the engine of everything good about this performance. They pressed without the ball, they created when they had it, and they never once let Tunisia breathe. For Japan, this result means 4 points from their first 2 matches and a share of top spot in Group F. For Tunisia, 0 points, 2 defeats, and their World Cup campaign is on life support. They will need a miracle in their final group game to have any chance of advancing. From the brilliance of Japan, we move to a match that had everything: drama, a comeback, and a 90-minute winner. Germany versus Ivory Coast in Group E, and this was the game of the day. Nobody gave Ivory Coast much of a chance going in. Germany are one of the pre-tournament favorites, organized, technical, and absolutely loaded with Premier League and Bundesliga talent. But Ivory Coast didn't read that script. They came out aggressive, direct, and completely unafraid. And at the 30th minute, they struck. A well-worked move, a sharp finish, and Ivory Coast were leading Germany at a FIFA World Cup, 1-0 to the Elephants at halftime, and the footballing world was sitting up and paying attention. Germany came out for the second half, and the manager made his move early, a triple substitution at the 60th minute. 3 fresh legs, 3 new ideas, and suddenly Germany looked like a completely different team. The crowd sensed it, the momentum shifted, and at the 68th minute, Germany were level. The equalizer came through the brilliance of their attacking midfield, Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz combining in the way only those two can. Quick, intelligent, instinctive football that is simply a joy to watch. Now it was Ivory Coast chasing the game. Their manager made changes of his own, throwing Simon Adingra into the mix to add pace and energy on the flanks. But Germany had the scent of victory. They pushed, they probed, they forced corner after corner, 8 in total across the match. And then, in the 90th minute, Germany won it. A late winner that sent their supporters into absolute delirium. Germany 2, Ivory Coast 1. Full time. And the statistics back up Germany's dominance in the second half. 55% possession across the match, 16 total shots, 7 on target. Manuel Neuer, one of the greatest goalkeepers in the history of this sport, didn't need to make a single save. That tells you everything about how completely Germany controlled this game once they found their footing. Germany now lead Group E with 6 points from 2 matches. Perfect record, maximum points, and growing in confidence with every passing game. Ivory Coast sits second on 3 points, but will need to bounce back quickly. Ecuador and Curaçao are right behind them, and speaking of that match, we need to talk about it right now. Ecuador versus Curaçao in Group E was supposed to be straightforward. Ecuador are a South American nation with World Cup pedigree, a squad full of experienced professionals and genuine quality throughout. Curaçao are making their World Cup debut, a small island nation in the Caribbean competing on football's biggest stage for the very first time in their history. Ecuador dominated this game from start to finish, 75% possession. Let that sink in. 3/4 of the ball for 90 minutes against a team making their World Cup debut. They had 26 total shots, 26. 15 of those were on target. They had 9 corner kicks. Ener Valencia, Gonzalo Plata, and Pedro Vite were relentless in attack, cutting in from the flanks, driving through the middle, testing the goalkeeper from every angle imaginable. And yet, the scoreboard at full time read 0-0. Because standing between Ecuador and glory was a goalkeeper who produced one of the most extraordinary individual performances this World Cup has seen. Aloy Room, Curaçao's #1, made 13 saves. 13! He was everywhere, low to his left, high to his right, diving full length across his goal, commanding his box, organizing his defenders, absolutely refusing to be beaten. It was a one-man defensive masterclass, and the Curaçao players knew it. When the final whistle blew, his teammates mobbed him like he had just scored a winning goal in a cup final. Curaçao were shown 5 yellow cards as the frustration of Ecuador's players began to boil over, but discipline held and the clean sheet stood. 1 point for Curaçao, 1 point for Ecuador, and a group that is now very much wide open going into the final round of matches. Ecuador's World Cup hopes are genuinely in danger. They must win their final game or risk an early exit. Now let's take a look at the group standings as they stand on this 21st of June, and the picture across the tournament is fascinating. In Group A, Mexico are flying, 6 points from 2 games, top of the table, and looking like a team who belong in the knockout rounds. Korea Republic are second on 3 points. Group B is tight at the top, with Canada and Switzerland both sitting on 4 points. Qatar are yet to record a win. In Group C, Brazil and Morocco are level on 4 points each, 2 heavyweights of their respective confederations going head-to-head for top spot. Scotland sit third on 3 points. Group D belongs to the host nation right now. The United States of America have won both of their opening matches and sit on 6 points, top of the pile with maximum points. The home crowd is loving every moment of it. Group E, as we discussed, is led by Germany on 6 points. Below them, it is a tight race between Ivory Coast, Ecuador, and Curaçao. Group F sees Japan and the Netherlands sharing top spot on 4 points each. Tunisia are bottom with 0. Group G is the most extraordinary table in the tournament. All 4 teams, Belgium, Iran, New Zealand, and Egypt, have 1 point each. Every single match in that group matters enormously. Group H is almost as chaotic. Spain, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, and Cape Verde all have 1 point from 1 game. And that brings us to what is happening right now, tonight, in this very group. Spain versus Saudi Arabia is the match of the evening. And with Group H so completely wide open, this game carries enormous weight. Spain carry the form, the quality, and the tactical flexibility that makes them one of the favorites for the entire tournament. Their passing game under their current system is among the best in international football, controlled, purposeful, and designed to suffocate opponents. Lamine Yamal, Pedri, and Dani Olmo give them creativity at every level of the pitch. Win probability models give Spain an 89.5% chance of taking 3 points tonight. But Saudi Arabia will point to the fact that this World Cup has already proven that numbers and probabilities mean very little once you cross that white line. They held their opening match to a draw and showed the kind of defensive organization and counterattacking threat that can trouble any side in the world on their day. This is a football tournament, and anything can happen. Belgium take on Iran later tonight in what is effectively a must-win situation for the Red Devils, who have been widely tipped as dark horses for the trophy, but have yet to produce the kind of performance their squad is capable of. Before we sign off tonight, let's take a moment to appreciate what this World Cup is already giving us, and we are only in the group stage. Japan dismantling Tunisia 4-0. Germany coming from behind in the 90th minute to beat Ivory Coast. A Curaçao goalkeeper making 13 saves to hold Ecuador to a goalless draw. Canada beating Qatar 6-0 in one of the most one-sided results in recent World Cup history. The Netherlands putting 5 past Sweden. The United States marching through Group D with 6 points and growing confidence. And a Group G where every single team has 1 point, the kind of mathematical perfection in chaos that only football can produce. This is why we love this game. This is why 4 billion people around the world stop everything they're doing every 4 years to watch 22 men on a patch of grass compete for the most coveted trophy in sport. The FIFA World Cup 2026 is already delivering drama at every turn, and we are still in the early stages of the group phase. There is so much more to come. Knockout football, last 16 clashes, quarterfinals, semifinals, and ultimately a final that will be watched by more human beings simultaneously than any other sporting event in history. The journey is just beginning. Stay with us throughout the tournament for all the goals, all the action, and all the stories that make this competition unlike anything else in the world. For now, I'm your host, and this has been the FIFA World Cup 2026 Daily Show. We'll see you next time. Don't go anywhere. The beautiful game never stops.